Angelo here. Welcome to my channel and welcome back viewers of my stream. So guys, I recently came across this video thanks to my brother Mono telling me about this guy, Preach. And this guy perfectly encapsulates exactly what I was trying to explain. However, most of my videos are usually like right off live stream while I'm streaming, so I'm not as articulate and I'm not as concise as Preach is. And I highly recommend check this guy out. Obviously, he's got a huge following already, much better than me. But we will check out this. So, this guy's overall going in blind into Path of Exile, and he only played 1 day. And obviously, he's a superstar when it comes to like raiding and everything, getting the boss patterns. Him and Asmongold, I believe, are friends, and then they pretty much know the raid culture and how to raid in video games. And the biggest thing I wanted to talk about with him is that he went in, no chat interaction, not looking up guides, not doing anything. And honestly, like, it's just legit. The video itself is about 25 minutes. And there are certain scenes I want to really talk about. And I want to say it's around about here. So
there's things called support skills. And
it's amazing.
Every time for like
He learned things like the support skills, and he didn't know about it, so he was playing for like 3 hours without it. Even as I said, this is the updated 3.15. He's still killing. He's still doing what he can, and he's still getting through the game. If you're just a decent, competent gamer, you're fine. You're gonna get through everything. You're gonna get through all the content. Like I said, he's only played at this point, I think 1 or 2 days. But like I said, it's fairly recent video, August 30th. And let me see here. Things that I thought were amazing, like were his introduction here, where he just realizes for the first time that like there's support skills. It's I was the same way. I didn't quite understand. I was like,
none of my skills work now. Oh, what?
so even he has moments like that. But the number one thing that I wanted to get to when I was watching him, like again, watch this whole video. Preach, he goes into perfect detail of everything that I was trying to talk about and just let you guys know about. But the number one thing that I thought was amazing, and it spoke completely true to me. Well, there's a couple things, but let me see here.
From what I've heard, it's phenomenal. It's really well done. It's just excruciatingly slow and very laborious. Like, there's a lot of background, there's a lot of world building going on, which ordinarily I love. Like, I've played some RPGs where I've listened to thousands of hours of dialogue and enjoyed it. Path of Exile did not do that for me at all.
Sadly, that's the truth. I do understand what he's talking about, and basically, he talks about like going in,
really slow, so
and he'll just like see the NPC and then just shoot. And then this is like a great. I don't want to spoil that part, but he says in the end he'll just go to like when he sees an NPC, he'll just talk to him, grab the mission, and move on. But what was he talking about? I think it was right here. So I'm gonna try and play this so that you guys can again watch the whole thing overall.
The reason I've returned to town is to just dump my stuff so I can get back out there and start slaughtering things.
Sure.
Because that's the game's strength. And I really wish they would have come up with a much more concise and better way of pacing this story so I could at least follow along with it without having to be like, okay, I kind of have to sit here for 10 minutes not playing the game.
Makes me wonder.
You can't go out.
Something like that makes me wonder if you can like do like audiobooks or something like that. Take that and like while you're moving around town, like the dialogue's still going. Although like in reality, that'd be pretty disrespectful. You're talking to somebody and then you're off like fucking about and doing whatever the hell you're doing, and then the person's like, I guess I'm still talking to you, but you're like walking away doing whatever the hell. Okay. It's just an interesting little take.
You have to sit and wait for the story. That was one of the biggest letdowns I had so far. The other negative that I've found is kind of the same thing that inspired me to do this project in the first place, which is not knowing why I die. I only died a couple of times. Nothing special. But there's a lot.
Okay, now this was the specific thing that after I was watching the video, I was like, this is exactly what I was trying to talk about. And it's something that I'm trying to do my best to overall, what was it? Understand the most, because a lot of people I feel in this game specifically, when you die or when you can't beat a boss, they just say upgrade your gear, get better gear, do this, do that. But it's like, dude, I want to know the deep down mechanics. And Preach seems to be a guy that comes from the same school of thought where he just was like, huh, how did I die? Now I'm curious. teach me how I died so it doesn't happen again. Most people say, what, you died? Get a stronger weapon. Get better gear. Get this unique. Get this. But then if you do try to get those items, you go on the market, and that shit is like 30, 40, 50x. I mean, I have 7 exalts. And I look at some of these things that they supposedly say, oh, you have to have this or you have to have this. And I look at that and it's like 20 exalts. Like, how the fuck are you guys getting 20 exalts? So basically, Preach is playing and he's pretty much coming to the exact same realizations that I came to, but I'm trying not to just immediately go to I'm not trying to immediately go to the world of trade. And again, how the fuck am I supposed to have that kind of currency? But here you go. Here's his take. And again, I completely agree with him. So enjoy, guys.
A lot going on, especially in some of the amazing boss fights they have there. And for the most part, I'll say this, nearly everything is telegraphed really well. Certainly my mythic raiding experience came in clutch because I was able to analyze enemy patterns very quickly. I understood the routine and what they were doing, and therefore was able to counterplay it very well. I know that after I played the first day, people were very surprised I defeated some of the bosses and one-shot a lot of them because they died there a lot of times, but that's just my raiding background and gaming all the time stuff that helped me figure that stuff out, so I didn't have much of a problem with that. But when I did die, I didn't know why, I'll be honest. Because the way the game works is you generally are 100% health most of the time, because you have a shield and you've got your HP, and they have this flask system, which is kind of interesting, and I'm still building on that because there's some...
Now, amazingly, now that I've played the game a little more, like, I know exactly how he's feeling, because even now I die to things where there's like something on the ground that does like corrupted blood, like when I was talking about my video with the blood ritual or something like that. I didn't know that that was a floor thing, so I wasn't even paying attention. I was just paying attention to things that fly at me, you know. So I'm exactly like him now. See, I can see it now that I've played the game, but again, this is like his first day, and it kind of sucks that this happened to him during Izaro, because now he has to do the whole thing again. But the other thing I gotta say is just like, there's no way if there was like a I don't it's way too much, but like since I stream and I record, even whenever I die, I go, damn, how the hell did I die? I'll have to check my stream or like check my recordings and be like, so how did I die? And I'll play it and I'll be like, oh, that's how I died. So there's no way. And I think that's kind of how the players became the players they are now. Is they would just be like, oh, I died. Okay, let me just get something that'll make it so I won't die. Or let me get something that'll do so much damage that I won't be killed or something like that. So everything that he's talking about here, again, is a much better way of explaining than I can explain when I'm playing on my live takes during my stream. So here we go, back to it.
Tons of different potions and things to use all the time that just constantly refill, so you can use them a lot. Is you would just be like 100% health, smashing groups of enemies, 100% health, 100% health, 100% health, and then suddenly you would die, and you would literally go into a pack and just fall over and die. Or a boss would do something, and you couldn't really see the telegraph for it, and then you would just be dead. And there was no way of figuring out what exactly I died to, other than going back in and trying to work it out and, you know, spending more time, and sometimes not even attacking, just so I could see what it was, and then sometimes still not be able to figure it out. I would love something that's, and it might be in the game, but I haven't seen it, some sort of little death log of what happened in the last sort of like few seconds. Was something reflected on me? Did I have a bleed? Did I take toxic poison? Was an arrow hit into me that I should be more aware of? Was it poison or something like that? So I'm like, oh, maybe I need more poison damage. I'm looking at it from the perspective of people who didn't counter as heavily as I did. A lot of the mechanics the bosses did, and therefore would be lost, right? They would be lost on what was going wrong without having to then go and fall into that trap that I see a lot of people talk about with PoE, which is like read a guide, maybe a boss guide, something like that. Whereas, you know, just a few lines of what killed you would be really like, this was heavy damage. You know, took poison arrow or slam hit you, something like that, and did all this damage. Something along those lines I think would be really nice, just for general day-to-day working, you know, helpful things, because I couldn't see, at least from my perspective, and again, this is day one stuff, I couldn't see without having to go back and either replay that boss multiple times or go and watch a video where somebody else explains to me what happens, where I think that could be solved with just a tiny deathlog of what happened in the game.
Yeah, so I don't know if Chris was talking about that, but yeah, just the more I watched this and just the more I thought about it, I'm like, dude, this is perfectly exactly what I was talking about, but I forgot the reasoning behind why Chris said that he couldn't implement a death log per se. I don't know if he said maybe, but I don't think it would be the last hit. I think it would need to be like the lead up. So from that moment when your HP starts going crazy, leading up like the last 30 seconds or whatever, like it'll just kind of show you a log. I don't know if we would enter and it shows us in the console, you took this, and it's like that killed you. I don't know if that, but again, is that a lot of work? It probably is, and I'm sure Triple G has a lot more things to worry about.
Like, oh, because when you die, I'm only saying this because when you die so fast. You just fall over, and that's never particularly fun. Well, that's my day one so far. I have to say I'm just extraordinarily excited. I can't wait to what's coming next, and I'm wondering whether I will, as many people have messaged me. I can't avoid things like Twitter and things like that, but nobody's giving me spoilers, but people are like, you're gonna hit a wall real soon. Like, it's gonna happen. With the way you're playing, you're absolutely going to nosedive pretty quickly. So I'm kind of excited for that to happen. I love a good challenge. So we'll see how that goes.
And then yeah, see, so he's willing for the challenge, and that's what I think people forgot. Now people just want, I just want to get through. I want to be the best. I want to be the strongest, and I want to have no challenge whatsoever. Like they want to have maximum reward, minute or minimal amount of effort. They just want to be like, oh, I could do all the end game stuff, but then doesn't that take away? Because Chris Wilson was specifically talking about this, saying, what if everybody could do like end game, or 50% of players can do end game? Right now, there's like what, less than 1% of people can do Cirrus. Hell, I'm still trying to get to Cirrus. I was recently trying to do Shaper, but I left Maven on, and Maven, she wrecked me. So, but here's the biggest thing that I thought. Because everything he's doing is on his own, because he's not looking, and because he doesn't have all the backseaters out telling him, you gotta do this. Oh, follow this build. Follow yada, 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 yada. Instead, this is his end game attitude after one day of playing. This is what he's like. Because I wonder how many people started but didn't finish. You get what I'm saying? Because if you check, again, the achievement, just Steam Global Achievements, a lot of people maybe make it to Act 2. By the looks of it, he's already way past Act. He's probably Act 4, Act 5. I mean, he's already doing. So he's at least past Act 6, Act 3, and he did that in one day. Most people don't even get past Act 2. So, and here's just listen to the overall enthusiasm he has. So it's.
There you have it. Day one complete. I love this game. This is fantastic. It's so good. It's everything I wanted out of an ARPG. I'm swinging a giant two-hander. Of course, I gravitated towards there because why wouldn't I? And once I discovered the idea of the support spells, the kind of scope, because I think my first impression was I'd obviously seen the map of the Path of Exile talent tree, and it's very overwhelming when you just take it all in one image. That's actually not that bad, although it's definitely clear how many different pathways you can go to really min-max your build. What was actually more eye-opening to me was that these skills have so many different levels of augments that go with them, and once that clicked, once my head was like, oh, I see how this works, and I'm sad to say it did take me several hours to figure that out, the entire scope and largeness and the depth of the game really started to open up for me, and it was very exciting because the next thing that I can't wait to see is what my next new skill is. And I want something I can't wait to see it and read it, so that I get excited again about, oh, I could do this, I could do that, I could do all these wonderful things. So that's what I'm hoping to see in the next couple of days. I'm very excited. I'm totally enjoying the game so far, and I hope this continues. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
And yeah, preach. Guys, check out that full video. It's going in blind in Path of Exile, my eye-opening first day. He just posted this, yesterday? August 30th. And yeah, I was watching it, and I'm like, wow, this is exactly what I was talking about. But again, this man, he knows how to talk, so he can talk much. he can communicate a lot better than I can, like I said. So check it out, and I just want to share that with you. It's just something popped in my head, and I'm like, this is like too good, and I just got to kind of throw my little two thoughts from also a person who did somewhat similar, but I don't know if I want to say like ruined by people telling me you got to do this, and then you get overwhelmed. So the best way I could describe it is like you go, I don't know, you join the military or something, and then everyone's like, okay, you need to know this, and it's like, I just signed up, and now you're telling me I need to know how to operate a tank. I gotta know how to fly, a fucking fighter jet. I gotta know about what was it, mess hall. I gotta know about I gotta know about drilling. I gotta know, I gotta know about cleaning this weapon. Oh, I gotta know also about this. Oh, I gotta know about I gotta know about these maneuvers, and they're just dropping all this stuff at you at once. Yes, the military is super complex and vast, but most people learn a section at a time. People don't become Navy SEALs. They go to boot. They go to this. They go to that. Some people go to Ranger school, and then they cross planet, and then they get to SEALs, or vice versa. Some people do regular Army, then they go into the Green Berets. They take it one step at a time. So my thought process for people getting into Path of Exile: take it one step at a time. Take one thing. And when you're in the axe, have fun. Just go nuts, because obviously any build works for the most part in the axe. Supposedly the end game, as they say, is where everything changes. And yeah, check it out, guys. Check out Preach. Um, and thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below. Do you understand a little bit more now what I'm talking about? Why I still want to learn how the system happens. I want to learn how you get these items. I want to learn. I don't want to just be like, oh, look at this guy. Oh, look at this. Oh, get it on trade. It's like, how do I get this? What is this item? How do you get this item to drop? It's like, no, just get it in trade. It's like, that doesn't help me anyway. So, again, I was just very surprised to hear his take, which is very much the exact same type of take that I had when I was playing. And I started, like, he started now in August, the end of August, and I started in March. But again, like I said, just people popped in stream, told me what's up. I tried to do it, and it's just like, I don't understand really what's going on. I don't know how this happens or how this works. Some people did tell me how it works and who drops what and whatnot, but yeah, it's a long system, but I say enjoy it, play the game at your pace, do what you want to do, and I think you'll have the same inspiration and just love for the game. But then if you do it any other way, I feel you're gonna have diminishing returns, and you're just gonna be like, but I'm not as strong as that other guy. Anyway, guys, that's my fucking thoughts on that. Thank you guys very much, and I'll see you guys out there. Later.
Freeze! Who are you? What are you doing here?
Hold your fire! I'm a human!